just received a BBC. The big block Chevy is now in the game. Ironically, I've managed to spit everywhere filming that intro. That was terrible. This is the brand new car added to the Crew Motorfest. Technically, because it's been in the game since before today. Very much so. And I assume you already knew this, because this car you could already use in the Volcana event in the Hoonigan playlist. But not only that, you could also see it in the shop right over here. In fact, we can still see the Audi in the shop for some reason. Even though we can't get it, all this means is that it's coming, well, in 41 days. Or I suppose 34 for year 1 pass holders. So just over a month till we get the Scotto's Coupe Quattro. People were very confused about this, rightfully so, and it caused a lot of annoyance, and honestly, I think it starts a very, very negative trend when it comes to this car, because for some reason they kept the cars in the shop even though you couldn't get them for ages, making people think that they were the year 1. I don't know, I thought it made sense, but people were like, oh my god, this makes no sense. I will say it's a nice car, but it also, oh my god, this, is this really gonna become a video where I'm just like, and this sucks, and this sucks, and this sucks, and this sucks? Because honestly, this car kind of sums everything up that's been wrong with the Hoonigan cars added this update. Straight away, first and foremost, is obviously the fact that they were left in the game way before you could actually play them. And there wasn't clear communication on the fact that, okay, this one is the second year 1 pass with a separate car, then we get the next year 1 pass with a separate car. I mean, I got that information, but I didn't realize I had to make a video on it to explain it on for everyone else. You'd think there'd be some kind of graphic that would have made it clear for you guys, not just me getting given the information and then expected to make a video for you guys to know it too. But I guess I'll do that from now on if there isn't clear graphics about it. Another thing is engine sound. This is not a, what is it, a V8 big block? Absolutely not what a V8 big block sounds like. What are you talking about? This is like some kind of turbocharged malarkey. I don't know. It's whatever. But what it isn't is a big block. Is a V8 big block. Which is, I mean, that's just like, that's a minor inconvenience. If you really care about engine sounds, that does suck. But it's a minor inconvenience at most, really. At least it's here, you know. And again, I do like this car. I think it's a really, really cool car, in my opinion. It's a Camaro, but it looks like a goddamn Pontiac. It's that, honestly, that's what it is to me. It's a damn Pontiac to me. But then we get on to issue number 2 that plagues this thing as well as every other Hoonigan car added in this update. And that is the fact that we haven't gotten base models of these cars. We don't have the base Camaro. We don't have this version of the Camaro in the game. Same with, presumably, the Audi Coupe Quattro. The Audi Coupe Quattro, we don't have the base version of. The Audi Quattro for the e-tron, we don't have the base version of. We don't have the base version of the Audi e-tron or the Audi Quattro. The 2 cars that the e-tron takes things from, right? Is obviously, it's the Quattro, the rallycross car, combined with a bit of the old e-tron, right? We don't have the e-tron, we don't have the Audi Quattro. We have Scotto's Coupe Quattro, we don't have a base Coupe Quattro. We have the Hoonicorn, we don't have the 1965 Ford Mustang. You know, the car that is the Hoonicorn. Now, this isn't a totally new issue because, of course, we have cars like this before. The Fiesta is a car that only exists in Rallycross. It doesn't have a street version at all. Now, this is a car that could be in drift, drag, all of those, just like the Focus. But nope, we only have the Rallycross version. Same with the S1 Audi in Rallycross. Same with the Ram TRX in Rally Raid. No street version. But this issue uniquely fits the Hoonigan cars because we don't have the base model for any of these other than the one that Motorfest made up. We don't have a base, all of them. The ones I mentioned already. I don't need to go over them again. I'll stay up here for this clip, tell you what. And I was thinking that, hey, maybe, you know, we'll get them later. We'll get them with the year one pass, because I knew we were going to get these cars and then another car with it. I just thought, hey, maybe they'll start adding the base models like the 1965 Ford Mustang. But no, we didn't get that. We just got well, you have these cars, and we realize that now. Because we got this thing. This thing has shown us that we're not getting base models of these cars. We're not getting this very cool Camaro in a base model. Which, I mean, I guess we do have the Pontiac, so I guess we do at least have that already. Truly my favorite Camaro, honestly. This car is everything wrong with Hoonigan. Reason 3. No customizability. Not a single bit other than rims. Yes, we can do stuff like vanity items, but is that really all we're going to settle with? Vanity items? We're going to go, yeah, sure. I guess vanities, woo, yippee. We can race the car and do nothing else cool to it. We can't adjust anything about the car besides the vanity items. The silly effects. Yes, there's easier ones we can go with, like the dense drift smoke, but we can't change the livery. We can't change the color, even though they let us go on to color for some reason. I mean, yes, they allow stuff like engine sounds, which is nice, I guess. This affects every single Hoonigan car except one. This is the only Hoonigan car which allows livery changing. Thankfully. Great. This one, probably the best out of all the Hoonigan cars customization-wise because of that. The worst? Definitely the Hoonicorn. Because look, you didn't even have to let us make liveries for it. Sure, make it so we can't make liveries for it. But at least give us the option of the different Hoonicorn liveries. The official ones that actually exist. Give us just those 3, 4, however many there is, 2 if you want to. But just let us pick from more than just one single livery. So we at least have something we can do to the car. Other than vanity items. Yay. But obviously, look, none of the blame for any of the stuff I'm complaining about in this video lands on Ivory Tower, really. They're kind of just licensing issues, I imagine. I mean, maybe having them in the shop this early. That one, I think, could land on Ivory Tower. Because that's like, what are you talking about? Why? Also, this is a cool car. This is a cool car. Base version, but we don't have it. Whatever. Oh, okay, we got the Hoon It Up engine kit at least. Yeah, it's pretty alright. The Hoon It Up engine kit sounds pretty nice. I wonder if this counts as a street supercar. Oh, sleek. Tell you what, one thing that this thing does continue of the Hoonigan cars, which it shows a pretty good thing, they look pretty nice. They look pretty damn nice. Look, honestly, I'm not a Porsche man. I don't know if that's going to get me car community cancelled, but I'm not a Porsche man, so I don't really vibe with Scotto's Porsche, but the Audi and this thing, they look pretty sick, and they all share that looking pretty sick. Honestly, the Hoonicorn is sick, and the e-tron is sick. I'm definitely going to be getting that Lego set of the e-tron. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. God, maybe not liking the Porsche is actually... Maybe not being a Porsche guy is actually going to get me screwed. Like, everything I see on Instagram Reels about cars is... Porsche GT3, oh my god, Porsche... Oh my god, the Porsche GT3, oh my god, Porsche GT2, oh my god. Girlfriends, what's the best thing to buy your boyfriend? A Porsche GT3. Like, whatever. Okay, this engine sounds definitely a little bit annoying. It's, it just sort of spams a little bit. Look, a lot of this is sort of no different to the Forsberg cars that we got. Chris Forsberg, if anything, was worse. Because we didn't even get a single car that had liveries, I don't think. We got the Forsberg, Nissan 370Z, even the made-up car didn't allow liveries, I'm fairly certain, which they also did in this one. It's to the e-tron that allows liveries. In fact, that's the saving grace. If it wasn't for the e-tron and drift, this would be as worse. This would be as bad as Forsberg. This would be as worseberg. Every single car lacking liveries and customization, only allowing vanities, making each one just sort of pointless. And the Christopher Forsberg still definitely a big name in Formula drifting and whatnot, but Hoonigan? Hoonigan? They're iconic, man. And then we don't get to change the liveries? It sucks. Also, this thing doesn't handle crazy good, I will say. Yeah, she ain't great. But she goes off jumps nicely, so I'll give her that. And tell you what, another thing this thing highlights, the cars we haven't gotten. Because Hoonigan is known for rally. Ken Block was a rally driver. We didn't get a single, speaking of the damn Fiesta from earlier, we didn't get a single Hoonigan rallycross car. Not a single one. We didn't get the Hoonigan truck, or whatever that thing is. We didn't get the RS 2000, or is that what that car's called? I don't know. Oh, we failed that? Huh? This thing is sluggish. Now, well, don't mind me in the WhatsApp car, for one. I did, look, I like this thing in Rally Raider, right? But one thing that you might like or might dislike, it completely depends, that the Camaro actually doesn't follow, which is a Hoonigan tradition in this game, is being the absolute best in the spec. This thing, the e-tron in drift, the e-tron in racing is one of the best in racing, the Mitsubishi Hoonigan in drift, and almost every other Hoonigan vehicle in the game so far is one of the best, if not the best, in its spec. This thing right here is the highest acceleration vehicle in the game. If you launch this thing in gear 5 and launch full NOS, you will outpace every single car in, I don't know what it would be, not quarter mile, that gives too much time because drag race cars definitely do catch up, but this thing outpaces them insanely. But the Camaro, thankfully, actually hasn't followed that trend. Not that I can tell, at least. The Camaro just seems meh. It's just any other added car to the game, really, which is nice. It's a nice change, I suppose. But maybe you like Hoonigan cars a lot and you want them to be the best. Me, personally, I just don't like any car being the best that is... Honestly, it hops back to older points. Any car that isn't customizable. Because now, in Grand Races, you just see 27 out of 28 of everyone in the exact same car. Yes, vanity items are different, as you can see with that guy. Not anymore. But yes, vanity items are different. It doesn't really matter, because no one really sees. Instead, it's all just about the car. And instead, everyone's just in the exact same car. Watch this guy at the end be in the Hoonicorn. Guarantee it. Oh, look at that. What a surprise. There's no point in using anything else in the game. There's the Mitsubishi in drift, the Hoonigan one. There's a Hoonicorn. There's the Mitsubishi. You can't make it up. There's the... Oh, Skyline. Okay, Hoonicorn. Skyline again. Interesting. Hoonicorn. Koenigsegg. Hoonicorn. That's, I think, was that the McLaren? It's just all Hoonicorns. Hoonicorn. And then, well, the guys at the bottom were at the bottom. No wonder, because they weren't using the Hoonicorn. Here we go. I can actually see now if this thing really is any good. We're going straight from an Alpha GP car. We're dead second, as you can see. We're nowhere near falling down. We're nowhere near climbing up. So where we finish with this thing, it's going to be a real telltale sign. Because we're so far behind, if we get caught up to, that's going to be embarrassing. If we catch up to them, that's going to be curious. Because this thing feels like it sucks. It doesn't feel like something that should be catching up to anything, really. But I will say, it kind of handles alright. And look, it kind of has a bias where I like how this thing looks. So even if it sucks, I'd love to drive this thing just because of how it looks. But then it handles like that. Never mind. My bad. I can't believe I complimented this thing. Oh, what was that? Are we going to get a middle-of-the-road Hoonigan car? Is it going to be middle of the road? Yeah. I mean, it's trying to be anywhere other than the middle of the road at the moment. Oh, like that. I'm predicting a catch-up. I think I'm going to finish this race 6th place. I don't see myself finishing 2nd here, especially considering the fact we're finishing 6th place. 6th place maximum. Everyone would have to make every mistake that I've made 50 times over for me not to get caught up to now. This thing understeers, man. It understeers. Okay, we got a straight road. We can full NOS. There we go. And a full NOS is rather nice. Oh, I should have saved my NOS for this. Yeah, I definitely needed nitrous for that. Oh, no. There's second. Okay, if we had more track, I would have lost that. No, oh, well, come third, at least. You know what, though? Sixth? I was really projecting that sixth there. Second, not terrible. I'll take it. I'll take it. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna take it. But there you go. That's everything this car kind of represents. Like, 2 good things, and then, like, the rest of all the bad things that have plagued the Hoonigan cars. But not only Hoonigan, but also Forsberg Racing. As well as, I mean, I imagine any other racing team that we'd ever get. Any kind of official car like that. I mean, even Red Bull. Even Red Bull, which used to be fine, have changed their tune and become terrible. This thing is a made-up car. That's a made-up car. And we can't customize it. Neither can we customize any of the Forsberg Racings or the Hoonigans. And worst of all, the modern Red Bull cars, including the KTM racing bike, which is so annoying. Like, could have made all of the current modern day racing teams, but no. Could have made every single one of the current modern day racing teams, but no. Red Bull, along with Forsberg and Hoonigan L. That's going to be about it from me. Head down there, subscribe. Thank you to popular members, special thanks to famous members, and an insane thank you to star members, Danimal, the Manimal, Grim Pepper, and Extreme Speed, and an insane, top of the top, unparalleled thank you to Icon members HK and Extreme Speed again. I'll see you boys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching in a bit.